So, Sean, obviously known for your shooting, but have you tried to develop other parts of your game over the summer?
Yeah, over the summer I focused a lot in on creating off the bounce. We relied a lot on Deuce last year to make plays and Deuce, that sort of thing, late clock. Now this year I know that me and Taz kind of have that responsibility to late shot clock or whatever it may be to kind of create our own shot and go get our own bucket.
What'd you learn about yourself putting your name in the draft and getting the feedback?
A lot. I heard from a good amount of teams, more than I thought. Talked to some good people. I got a lot of good feedback. I honestly didn't expect to get that much feedback and that positive feedback. But one of the things they said was to kind of be able to create your own shot off the bounce and do a little, because a lot of last year Deuce would create and drive and then he'd pitch it to me and I'd shoot it in. But yeah, that's kind of what they want to see. And in workouts and stuff, we did stuff off the ball screen and stuff, and they didn't know I could do that. I just never really had to because we relied on Deuce to do it. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback. It was good. I'm glad I did it.
In that respect, not having Deuce here and you and Taz doing a little bit more of that, is that helpful to you, you think?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I knew that I always could do it. It's just an aspect of my game I didn't really have to show as much just because we were dependent on Deuce to take care of that.
Sean, what's the dynamic between you and Taz when you're both on the court at the same time?
We never really got to experience that much until now. Last year and years prior, we were always kind of going at one another, and now we get to, play together. It's nice. It's we complement each other well. I think he's able to kind of attack. I think he handles it a little bit better than I do. He's a little quicker than I am. But I think I can do kind of the same things, and it's nice to have kind of a two-headed monster on the floor at one time.
This may be a little oversimplification, but is some of that he may be able to drive it a little bit more, whereas for you handling the ball better, it's like a relocation, a pump fake, a couple dribbles, find an open spot?
Yeah, I think he creates really well for himself. I think that's something that he's been able to show and things like that. Things that I can do, but just with how quick he is, he's kind of, that's something he does well.
And then for you, the relocation, is it tough to, when you're used to being a catch-and-shoot guy, catch, ball fake, up fake, whatever, relocate once or twice and shoot it?
I'm comfortable with it. Like I said, last year I did just a lot of catch and shoot just because, Deuce was so everybody was so locked in on Deuce defensively wise when we played against him. But no, it's good. I mean, I can do things off the bounce, and I'll have to show it a little bit more this year.
Sean, does this seem like a team at all that maybe has to kind of re-earn respect around the conference, around the country, and is that frustrating at all to have to maybe go through that process?
Yes and no. Deuce was obviously Deuce. He did a lot of great things for us, and with him leaving, it was a big loss. It is what it is. So we did obviously lose a little bit of respect. I think that we're still respected. This program I think we'll always have respect no matter who's here, who leaves, things of that nature. But yeah, I think we definitely have some things to prove.
You think this team could be a little bit different this year? Hugs' teams have historically limited people and held them down. Maybe this team might have to outscore people a little bit more?
Yeah. We're not as big, clearly. We don't have, a guy like Derek inside. I know Hugs has said that a couple times already. We're guard heavy, which I think will be good. I mean, it's a different play style. We got a lot of guys that can go in and out. And I mean, I think people like watching, up and down, a little quicker pace game. So it'll be fun.
There's some, you guys got a lot of good jump shooters. Is there some danger to having a predominantly jump shooting team, though? You're not off. If you're a little bit off, you get in the season.
Yeah.
You get into February and you play all these games and your legs, the whole
right.
deal.
Yeah, I think it'll be good because we have so many guys. I know Hugs continues to talk about we got 14 guys, I think, that we could all play, 14 or 15, that are all able to contribute right now. So I think we're going to try to keep guys fresh as much as we can. But I think having as many guards as we do, it'll be good for us.
What's the development of your defense, yours individually over your time here?
This summer I've really tried to focus in on my foot speed. I've been doing a lot of speed ladder stuff, especially here late. Just trying to get quicker, lateral movement, as far as up and down, things of that nature. So just trying to be able to move a little quicker off my feet.
Who's going to get the rebounds?
Everybody. No, Paulie's he's going to be huge for us. He's an Energizer bunny. He goes and gets everything. Taj's been rebounding it really well. Damon block shot. You're going to be surprised. I'll tell you that.
Are you working on your defense? You mentioned the physical things. How much can you improve knowing your opponents, knowing their tendencies, being a little better at taking away maybe one thing they're good at?
Yeah, I think it all comes with comfortability. Being here for a couple years now in this league, I know kind of what to expect, and I mean, different kind of players do all different sorts of things. But at this level, you kind of know what to expect and what not to expect, and defensively, position-wise, where you can be and where you shouldn't be. So, me, a guy not being super quick, I got to play angles really well. That's something I'm trying to focus in on.
You mentioned some of the new guys coming in, and I mean, there's a lot of new faces on this team, but the majority of them aren't freshmen. They're not younger guys. So does that help the transition, or is there still a process of kind of learning what this guy likes to do and how this guy plays? Does it make a difference that they're older?
A little bit, yeah. I think just in this program and under Hugs, it's really hard your first year to kind of figure out where you fit in and what you do well. But, I mean, most of these guys have just kind of picked it up quicker, at least than I did. So, I mean, credit to them. They're doing really well. Kobe's playing really well. He kind of plays like he's already been here for a year. But no, I mean, the Malik and Paulie and Damon, being graduate guys and things like that, where they're a little more advanced. Obviously, they're veteran guys. They've been, playing college basketball, not at this level at this league, but definitely good to have some experience.
Hugs mentioned before about the toying with the idea of playing more 4 out and maybe even 5 out with Isaiah. Do you think that suits what you guys have this year?
Absolutely. I think it does really well because Isaiah's able to stretch the floor a little bit. Paulie can even, in certain situations, I think even help us stretch the floor as well, which is it's a whole different play style than what everybody's used to. There's usually two pretty big guys down there in the paint. But no, being able to space the floor, I think it'll help us tremendously, especially being guard heavy.
Do you feel like there's more room?
Yeah, a ton of more room, especially in practice. My first 2 years here, I'd usually take 1 or 2 dribbles towards the paint, and I had nowhere to go. Now I can take maybe 3 dribbles to get down to the paint, and there's still a little bit more room to play with. So
if you're going right at Derek, he's usually got 2 guys with him.
Right, surround him.
When you had 2 bigs down there, it was
clogged it up.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Sean,
What's your range now, Sean?
I'm sorry.
What's your range now?
Anywhere across half court. Let it go.
Westover.
Right, yeah.
Westover.
Almost Pittsburgh.
I mean, you feel comfortable. I mean, obviously, at some point, it goes from a shot to where you've got to push it. But I mean, and honestly, as the season went on last year, that went out some. You really anywhere the offense is, you feel comfortable now.
Yeah, especially. I feel like I know the offense now, like the back of my hand, which is good. And this summer, especially losing Deuce, I think both the coaching staff, we kind of had some conversations, and just it's how it is. They rely on me and Taz a lot more now, so we've obviously got to produce. And I'm not putting pressure on myself, but just obviously knowing the responsibility I have to do, and it's a team thing. So I'm trying to play for the guy next to me, and so is everybody else.
Sean, what do you see with Isaiah? I mean, obviously he's a kid who got injured last year, so he didn't get a lot of playing time. But you look at him now, and he's body-wise much different than he was last year. What are you guys seeing with him on the court?
I'm surprised with his how fast he was able to recover, and then especially how he's playing now. He was doing well, but I think it was just more mental for him, just as much more so than it was physical. When you have an injury like that, it's tough to mentally be like, okay, like my foot works now, like let's figure it out. But no, I think he's finally starting to overcome that, and he's going to help us a lot.
so when you tested the NBA waters, how serious were you about not coming back, and what went into the decision, and ultimately, or did you always sort of know, hey, I was coming back and I just want to get some feedback?
I went into it with an open mind. I had a couple guys actually on the staff that after those last couple games, especially in the tournament, I started shooting it really well and had some big games and things like that. And then they were like, yeah, like you, especially being a junior, especially how you played late, definitely put your name in and see what comes out of it. It can only benefit you. So I threw it in there and got a lot of more feedback and good feedback than I expected to. I heard from probably around 10 teams and had I worked out in Cleveland. That went really well. There's been a couple guys in here already, so hopefully it just continues to flourish. But like I said, trying to keep the main thing right now. We're getting ready to get underway here.
Derek was the automatic double team last year. It could be you or Taz this year. Are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I think so. Hugs has preached to it now for 3 weeks, whatever, since we've been going here officially. But just how guys are probably going to chase me and Taz and things like that, which is going to allow other guys to be open. I mean, especially we're running off screens and doing a lot more ball screen stuff, and I'm trying to move off the ball as much as I can, and obviously trying to give myself opportunities to score, and not only put myself in opportunity to score, but my teammates as well. So.
Sean, thank you.
Yep.